Hey, you. Yes, you. Are you tired of how long LOR games seem to take? Do you just want to get some fast and reliable LP? Do you miss the days when Nasus used to kill you by turn 5? Then I got a deck for you. Whew. Hey everyone, Sirturmund here again. And today we're gonna showcase some Samira Miss Fortune, which honestly is so freaking crazy. The amount of wins and how fast you can win with this deck is like out of this freaking world. So the deck list is right there in the video. It's gonna be just pure pirate aggro combined with the plunder package of Samira. So it's kind of like pirate aggro with monkeys, and it's like absolutely out of this world. This is gonna be a fast video because every game that I played just got done so quickly, but it shows exactly what this deck can do. As the intro said, if you want to get some fast and reliable LP, this is the deck for you. Hope you enjoy the games coming up soon, and if you do, make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post LOR videos every single day. I'll see you at the end of the video for some mulligan tips. Enjoy. In this match, we're going against Zed and Riven. So this is going to be a very aggressive deck. Fortunately for us, we're also playing a very aggressive deck ourselves. I usually love the draw, and maybe it's correct for me to keep this. The Taskmaster, I think, is the odd one now. I'm going to keep the Anakaboros. I think I'm actually going to value this draw here. Okay, we get the Taskmaster back anyways. I'm going to value this draw. Opponent could have a blocker here very easily. Doesn't have it, so I just get to push 2 for free? Really? Okay. We can Samira next turn, because we probably not... Oh, wow, that's a lot. Yeah, we don't want to Samira right now, because the opponent could easily have access to the...
No need to make a name for myself.
We could have open with Anakaboros, but I like Samira. Opponent's still not able to attack into us, right?
Good.
And then to pass. And then to pass. Opponent wants to play the Challenger unit, right? If opponent wants to play the Challenger unit, and then to just pass. It's a ballsy pass, considering the deck that I'm playing. Double Jagged Butcher, though, is going to be kind of crazy. I mean, Taskmaster is going to be crazy if we get the monkeys. So if we get the monkeys, this is going to be kind of crazy. And we do have a lot. We have some draw for the monkeys. Because each of them is going to be a +4. Potentially more if I get the next one hit. We have to, right? I think we just have to. We have to just go like this.
The strong don't want mercy.
We can let the Zed, I guess. Do we ever Samira here? I think we do, by the way.
Is this your
I think we actually block with Samira. And get it so that we can challenge the Zed next turn. Or even get another Butcher on the field. Another Taskmaster. I keep calling her Butcher. So we have multiple options here now, right? We got another Taskmaster. We have Saboteur. We have Anakaboros. This guy is gonna be very dead, I think. So we can go 2, 3. Leaves me with 4, which is not enough for I. We could go Anakaboros and then Saboteur, and I think that's probably better, but I want to start with the Saboteur first. So I'm going to start with the Saboteur first. I don't even know that I challenge. I don't even know that I challenge, because if the opponent doesn't actually... this is the one that he wants to kill, right? If the opponent actually doesn't kill this, I'm chilling. Like, if the opponent doesn't block with Zed, I'm kind of just chilling. We have 3 damage. Yeah, we have 3 damage that the opponent has to respect. Actually, we have lethal on hand, right? With the Berber warning shot flare. And there you go. Opponent has to sacrifice their set. They have a second set. We can block, and still be okay. Huh, we got the monkeys. Now, the opponent does play Ionia. Could they have lethal this turn? If they have Overwhelm, Shard. So if they have the Overwhelm plus double attack, they could actually have lethal. So they could have the Flurry for the double attack. That's 4 mana. They have played 2 shards because they had the Ruin Weaver and they also had the Play Squire. So if one of those is the Overwhelm, that gives them Overwhelm double attack. This could also give them the double attack. But if the opponent commits to that, we can always just Fervor that set and be okay. Right? So, we just play a face, right?
Take this shot or lose.
We just play a face if we need to. Samira was probably not the correct play. Like, we can just play a face. If the opponent commits for lethal here, we can just play a face and just go from there. 7-14. We have enough. I guess if the opponent has the +2, it is enough to stop us. And they will have to have a Nullify. If they have a Nullify, so they need to commit 1 more mana, which is going to tap them out of deny. No matter what, they need to commit 1 more mana. Yeah, no matter what. Because they either have to give this +2. There you go. So they have to give this +2. And that's enough for lethal there. So they have to have exactly a Nullify. So they have to have exactly a Nullify, and if it's not a Nullify, we're okay. If it's not a Nullify, we get there. Health pot, I guess. Random health pot as well. That's game. Alright. Yeah, random health pot actually gets them there too, technically. So, GG's. In this matchup, we're going against Garen and Kai'Sa. I love the Shell Shocker. The Samira plus the Jagged Butcher and the Barb Chain is also nice. These are 2 Plunder triggers. So we definitely want to keep Samira because it lets me trigger the Plunder. The Shell Shocker gives me that extra mana to be able to actually play the Samira and Jagged Butcher and Barb Chain, right? All in one turn if necessary. It's probably too early to do the Barb Chain. But at the very least, we can do the Samira Flare if the opponent doesn't have any blockers that I need to care about. And go about it that way. Let's go ahead and just attack this. I don't want this to evolve eventually and be a problem. Especially because he has Faded, right? Faded is kind of scary. Faded is kind of scary. Oh, that's a great draw. That's a great draw. So we're going to go Samira. And we can go Crimson Pigeon, knowing that I have access to the flare, to the challenge, to be able to pull this Formidable if I need to. It sucks we won't be able to really get what I was talking about with the Jagged Butcher, but we can always play Jagged Butcher after the attack. Opponent's not allowed to play anything here that... Okay, well, if you have like a single combat, then you have a single combat, right? If they have a single combat, then it just means that my... Like, it doesn't matter, right? If they have a single combat here, I'm willing to sacrifice the Pigeon if it means getting my Sirturmund to go through. Yeah, I think I'm okay with this, right? I'm completely fine with this. We play the Jagged Butcher. At the end of the day, we are going to be like a Monkey's deck, right? So playing these Plunder triggers right now is important. The question is, do we Barb Chain? That is the $1,000,000 question right here. Is this the time where we Barb Chain? I guess we level up Samira if we do, huh? Leveled up Samira doesn't sound bad. So we can go, if the opponent lets us develop the Saboteur, we can Saboteur, Flare, Barb Chain, and Samira stays leveled up. And that's kind of cool. I'm down to level up Samira. Now, the opponent could have a Challenger here, right? They could have a Valor. They could have a Valor here, but they still cannot kill Samira, because if they kill Samira with a Strike, we just get the 0-cost Flare back into our hand. So, there we go. I mean, I'm cool with this. We get the 0-cost Flare. You kill Samira, but you have to use your Cataclysm to do so. And now I know that the top card in your deck is going to be a little lurk thing. This is gonna be 6 damage, 7, 10, 13. We're not that far off for having lethal. And well, that's kind of a big punish now. We get a second Samira anyways. Yeah, I'm sorry, opponent. I'm sorry. We go here. We can we rally? Can we rally actually? 1, 2. No, we're gonna be 1 off from the rally. So we're gonna be 1 off from the rally. So we can challenge. We challenge here. And then challenge on this one, I guess. Doesn't matter which one we do it on, to be honest. I'm gonna challenge on this one. That way I can actually just keep my units alive, right? That way I can keep the Samira at 3. Opponent takes all this damage, and we can rally next turn with 1 flare and 1 fervor and whatever we draw. And opponent goes down to 8. We get rid of their blockers, which kind of works out for us. Their Kai'Sa is not close to leveling. Oh wow, we have a burst. Yeah, I mean she is leveling up. Sorry, she is leveling up. Yeah, because they had the lurk. But the problem for the opponent is that we just go like this. So we just go Anakaboros. We flare. And this gives me the rally. This time I'm just gonna go for the 1 because it doesn't matter. The opponent has a good blocker no matter what. And we're gonna go here, push damage with everything, and yep, this is lethal. We're gonna have another 1 mana damage, and we still have the fervor. So getting the Samira from the thing was just too much. This aggro deck is kind of nuts. So GG's. In this match, we're gonna against Nasus and Senna. Huh. This might actually be a pretty awkward matchup for us. The warning shot is tempting, and so is the barbed chain. I think I want to see my units first, and this is why the warning shot is tempting, right? Because of the elegance edge. Do we ever just play Samira out first? I think it's probably better to just play Samira out. Right? Don't ask for permission. I guess opponent could have access to a Quietus or something similar, but at least we'll get like a burst speed way to trigger the plunder of some of these units, which is not bad. Doesn't matter, right? Doesn't matter which way we do it. I guess let's just at least get the blocker out of the way. I don't think I need to use my flare. So I don't think I need to use my flare. Okay, opponent not even gonna let us. Okay, so I mean if that's fine, I'm just gonna go parley then. I don't need to use my flare. If you're gonna go and play it that greedy, I think I'm gonna parley instead. That way you don't have this for like a husk. Yeah, so I'm just gonna parley, get rid of your blocker, and then I'm gonna play the Jagged Butcher and the Taskmaster. And then we can play Miss Fortune, and you don't have enough mana for Castigate yet. Oh, but they do have enough mana for... No, but it's not gonna work, right? Because this are gonna go up to... There's one thing that he does have enough mana for. The new 5 mana spell, right? That kills everything. I think it's actually now it's better to just go double butcher, I think. Because this beats that 5-cost spell, right? The Elegant Age is also gonna beat it now, so if the opponent does have the 5-cost spell, they're only killing Samira and Taskmaster. Okay, they're gonna just go for the Fading Icon. That kinda sucks. We're gonna lose the Fearsome here, but I think it's fine. Let's trade into the Fearsome. Let's trade into the Fearsome. Okay, Quietus finally, alright. Let's trade into the Fearsome if the opponent lets us. Everything else is gonna stay alive for the most part. Opponent doesn't have enough for the Senna Darkness next turn. We still push 7 damage. We are a little bit awkward. We don't have any draw. We do play 2 draws cards, right? With the Eye of the Dragon and the Barbed Chain. So the opponent should just Castigate here if they have it. So if they have Castigate, it doesn't matter if I play Miss Fortune, they're always gonna Castigate anyways. So if they have the Castigate, they can always get my whole board here. Castigate is exactly 7. So because our only hand is just Misfortune, Misfortune, it doesn't make sense. Yep, there's the Casticate. We'll go ahead and play this Fervor right now. Just get my damage. This is gonna be 4. This is gonna be 5. Need one more. This is where I really gonna need my draw, right? This is where I really gonna need my draw for us to really do much.
Guns blazing.
And down to open, just get them down to 2 HP. I think it's cool. Getting them down to 2 is kind of cool. I'm gonna keep my board, my hand. Yep. Okay, you're gonna just pass with 6 mana, be my guess. We still have Fervor. There's the Barb Chain. So the Barb Chain should get us there. Let's go ahead and just slap it right now like this. I don't think I need to play Make It Rain. I think I'd rather have that Misfortune if I need to. I'd rather have that Misfortune if I need to. And remember, I have Lethal with the Misfortune skill and the Make It Rain if the opponent really has nothing else here. Opponents worry about me having a Fervor, so they don't want to tap out of the Rider Negation mana or a way to deal with Misfortune. Is my guess. Okay, worry about Fervor. We have 3 draws next turn to find 2 damage. Question is, okay, let's say that the opponent tries to kill Misfortune here. Do we ever play the Make It Rain? Not anymore, right? Because it's not guaranteed to hit face. At least her skill is guaranteed to hit face. So now that the opponent actually played out another unit. Okay. Well, we're back to a decent spot. I don't hate the Shell Shocker now. Opponent only has enough mana to kill one or the other. Alright. Definitely not gonna play the Make It Rain then. And that wins us the game. No, okay. I think I'm gonna put this after, right? So this is 5, 10. I get to trade with all their units. Because we can always go Pandemonium after the fact, right? After the opponent taps out a Rider Negation. This gives me the potential of just having Burst Speed. Never mind. I guess we just win. Never mind. I guess we just win, right? Well, we could have just done the Warning Shot. Why did I even do the Flare? I could have just done Warning Shot. That did it, but it's fine. Yeah, that's cool. We go here. We go Warning Shot. Yeah, we just win, but during the second Warning Shot. But I think it's fine to do it this way. And GG's. We got to play Samira out. In this match, we're going against Garen, Jayce, Jarvan. I don't know what the heck I'm playing against. I am kind of scared though. I like the Shell Shocker, and the Warning Shot could potentially be a good play. Yeah. I like the Shell Shocker though, because it gives me that mana for Samira to be a good threat. So we could go Samira here. And the opponent will not be able to develop. I think I like the Samira. Opponent's not allowed to develop here. They could have a Mystic to kill Samira now. If they have a Mystic to kill Samira, I might actually want to keep this Flare. So I think I'm just going to attack for 4. I know I lose the value from Flare, but I think I actually want to have the mana. I'm giving them access to the Sculpture, but I don't know how scared I am of that Sculpture. Because I want to kind of trigger the Plunder. Because we can play Misfortune. I am scared of one thing though. Opponent could easily have access to Shock Blast to kill both Samira and Misfortune next turn. So let's say that the opponent has access to Shock Blast. If that's the case, then the best thing for us to do right here is to just open attack. Right? So if the opponent has access to Shock Blast, the best thing we can do is to just open attack to play around the Shock Blast. If the opponent has the Shock Blast, they kill Misfortune and the Samira, and that's kind of annoying to deal with. I'm down for that. I'm down for just this. I'm just down for this open attack. Doing the challenge doesn't matter because if the opponent wants to block Miss Fortune, they're going to block her anyways. The only thing the challenge does is keep the Shell Shocker alive if we challenge with Samira. But I'm going to pretend that they don't. I'm just going to play around the Shock Blast and just push this damage. Yeah, you're going to go ahead and block the Miss Fortune. Makes sense. You're going to keep your Sculpture alive. Don't know about that one. It doesn't even kill the Miss Fortune. Okay, so this has to be 100% Shock Blast, right? For them not to keep for them not to block Miss Fortune, this must tell me, hey, I have a Shock Blast. Okay, it's just gonna be Jayce. Let's go with the Barb Chain. I'm not gonna play the Butcher. Well, no, let's play the Butcher out. Let's play the Butcher out because I already have the Plunder trigger. I might not want to spend this as a value. If we go... Can we level up Samira? I guess we could level up Samira. I just don't want to play the Pigeon and then be in a position where I draw something that's too expensive for us to level Samira. Okay, opponent's just gonna... Let's just do the 1 damage. I think I'm fine with that. Let's get the second Flare back into our hand. I'm in a position now where there are cards that I could draw that I cannot play next turn. That single combat was pretty darn good for us to take. This Pandemonium is going to be a problem. Okay, well, never mind. We have we're pretty good. We're pretty good, huh? We're pretty good here. We can Shell Shocker. The Shell Shocker. We'll take the 5. We'll take the 10. We'll take the 10. I'm down to take the 10, right? We're gonna Miss Fortune. We don't hit the face, unfortunately. Which means that we can now get the Barb Chain. Well, we cool. If we Barb Chain, we have exactly enough for triple Pandemonium. We have exactly enough to get 3 monkeys. Is 3 monkey enough? Is triple monkey enough? So we can go Pandemonium and still have access to the Crimson Pigeon as well. But I think that kind of answered my question here. I'm gonna have to go triple monkey. That's dealing 3 damage. We lose the Fervor. Even if the opponent has a Shock Blast, we can play this Pigeon. But I guess if the opponent has a Shock Blast... No, if the opponent has a Shock Blast, they kill 2 units, right? So if they have a Shock Blast, they kill 2 units. Miss Fortune and Butcher. And we still have 4 units. We go Pigeon. And we don't need to support the Shell Shocker. We can put the Pigeon to the end. And that'll be 4 plus the 3 from the monkeys is going to be exactly 7. So even if the opponent has a Shock Blast here for Miss Fortune and the Butcher, we still have lethal with the Crimson Disciple. I am scared of, I guess, a second single combat is kind of annoying. Especially if we lose the Fervor. But I mean, we're going to have another Pandemonium to have blockers with next turn. So I think that's fine. If this is not a Shock Blast, like, I guess it could be the summon 2 units, right?
Tough places bring tough people.
So we pull here, and we pull here, and we get the +1 with Miss Fortune. Even if the opponent has single combat, that's okay. We get 3, 4. Opponent goes down to 3. Opponent will go down to 1 HP here, right? Because this is 4 guarantee. Even if they have a single combat, they have to single combat the Butcher. And they still go down to 1. I didn't want the opponent to develop another blocker. If I develop the Crimson Pigeon over the Shell Shocker, I think it was correct to just let this go. Because no matter what they do here, they lose their whole board. And then next time we just go for a second pattern monkeys and we just win. So unfortunately, we just way too aggressive on them. So GG's. In this match, we're gonna against Fizz Samira. We're a really aggressive deck. I think we have a very big advantage versus them. Ah man, okay, this hand is not amazing. I like the Samira, but that's pretty much it. Okay, we get the Shell Shocker and we get Miss Fortune. All right, the hand is amazing now. The hand is back to being amazing because we can go Shell Shocker. That gives me the mana, right? so that we can play Samira on turn 2 and then Miss Fortune on turn 3, and I still have enough for a flare if I need it. Now the problem here is that I cannot play Samira until the opponent plays something else with their 2 mana. If they don't play anything here, okay, they play their Samira. Do we ever?
Hope they're watching.
What? What? Why attack? Why attack? The attack is literally the worst thing you could do there. So now I just get to kill this Samira for free?
Fortune favors the
Right? You will need to have double all out to save her? You will need to have double all out to save her. I don't have an all out. I don't have an all out, right? And you can't have double all out anymore because you just used the stuff. So what are you taking here? Warning shot? Fervor? You can't use any of them? Nakamura's, you can't use this? So we get a free Samira kill for no reason, and most the opponent can have 1 all out, which only gives them 1 health now, not 2. And that 1 health gets removed by the Miss Fortune skill, which means that we just get to kill it anyways. So yeah, I guess we're just gonna go here, get our free damage, get our free kill. Boom.
Love ya.
And just like that, we push 6, and we get another Samira. Remember, we have Fervor. Now, the opponent could have Fervor themselves, that they took it from us. The warning shot is also kind of frustrating, because they have a lot of plunder units. They pick the pigeon. They pick the pigeon, and we know they picked the pigeon. So I don't even have to worry about them having access to Fervor. Wow. So if for some reason they have a second Samira here, I'm fine. Can we level up this Samira? No, we cannot. I was thinking, can we level her up? But I don't think so. The opponent could flare to challenge. Yeah, we cannot level her up. We need 1 more card to level up Samira. 1 more 1-drop will have leveled up Samira. That wouldn't have been bad. The opponent doesn't have anything that they can support with the Crimson. So you're gonna just kill the Samira and give me another flare. They kill their Fizz? They kill their Fizz. The correct thing here, by the way, is just to flare, let this die. Because the Crimson Pigeon is going to go to 1 HP, which means that he cannot even block my units. He cannot even block my units. So we just open attack with the... Let's just open attack with the Nakamura's. Right? So we can open attack... Do we even need to open now? We can just go Saboteur. I guess I have to play around Pirouette, right? I have to play around Pirouette. The Pirouette is kind of annoying here. It doesn't matter which way the opponent blocked. Yeah, let's play around the Pirouette. And the opponent knows that they can't survive this open attack, and we win again. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter, right? Whether he killed the Fizz or not, they still only be left with like no blockers. But their misplay was turn 2. You never attack with the Samira there. Because the moment you do, I know that I can just play my Samira back. And that's what ended up just punishing them. Otherwise, they had the answer for a perfect curve of Shell Shocker Samira Miss Fortune. But they didn't take advantage of that. So, GG's. In this match, we're going against Lissandra Invoke. So, it's that deck that's going to be running around. They have a lot of removal. Unfortunately for the opponent, we are kind of playing like a really aggressive deck. I want to keep both of these. But I also feel like it's incorrect to keep them both. I like the Jagged Butcher because the Butcher at least beats the Avalanche or anything like that, right? So, why don't we go Warning Shot to start with and just go push 3? Opponent probably doesn't have any way to block this, right? Because they're going to go for the throw. Then we can go Pigeon and Saboteur. The downside with this is that now it's going to actually make us vulnerable to the Avalanche. Right, so if we go Pigeon and then Saboteur, we are going to lose to the Avalanche. But we're pushing so much damage that I think that's fine. So let's say that the opponent has the Avalanche afterwards. Ooh! Oh, my goodness. I guess she has tough. So it never makes sense to actually attack someone that the Miss Fortune first. And actually, I forgot, the Pigeon gets to 3 HP, so I'm not completely losing to Avalanche, right? I am almost losing to it, but not completely losing to it. There's a risk here of not playing Miss Fortune and then having another big expensive unit next turn. I think I'm gonna take that risk. We ended up not even getting any unit really that's too expensive. If opponent wants to take it like this, I'm cool with that, right? I'm just gonna parley this just to spend my mana, make them think that I have a plunder unit that I'm gonna summon after, and once they pass again, I just pass back. That way I'm playing around the Ravine, and then we just go here. Cool. Obviously, the opponent is always gonna be able to block this one, but just in case that they play some crazy stuff like Ice Shard, then I don't want to put the damage on this guy, and we're just gonna open, and that should get us there. Especially with us having access to Samira and Fervor. The stun. And I think we take that, right? I think we just let that go. So I think passing like we did was correct, right? I think we let that go because here we can always just Fervor if we need to. I don't even know if I want a Fervor. I think maybe I just go Barb Chain. Like if we go Barb Chain, because I'm kind of... What could they have? I guess they could have a Guiding Touch. They could technically have a Guiding Touch, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and just take it slow. Just go for the Barb Chain right now. We have Samira plus Warning Shot. We have double Samira, so we could technically get Burst Speed lethal, especially if the opponent attacks into us. If they go for their Celestial Impact to try to heal.
Come, my warrior.
Okay, so yeah, we can go Samira here. Opponent cannot attack into us anymore. If they Avalanche, they also lose. Okay, so there we go. So we just flare, and they lose the game at Burst Speed. We could just Fervor them, but it's kind of nicer to go at Burst Speed lethal with Double Samira. So we go flare, go second Samira, flare again, and then Warning Shot. So they had the Avalanche, right, on that one turn that they passed, and they just decided to hold it back because they wanted me to develop more. So that's why I used that parley first. I used that parley because I had the mana to do it, and if the opponent still did nothing, I still use 1 mana and I can just attack with everything else. So GG's. Hey, welcome back everyone. My mouth kind of hurts from doing that intro, man. Like speaking so low and tough. Ouch. Anyways, hope you had some fun just as much as I did. Honestly, this video was so short that I was trying to come up with ways to make it more attractive for people to watch, and you know that's where the intro came into place. This deck is ridiculous. I think during this recording section, I went 6-1. I ended up not showing the loss because I thought it was some BS stuff that happened in that game, you know, and sometimes I don't want to show stuff that's like that. It just gets me like visually frustrated because it's just super RNG or whatever. But anyways, you got to see the wins and you got to see exactly what this deck does. It's just pure on aggression. The new evolved form of pirate aggro that's allowed to play 2 draw spells. I think this is where the power of this deck and the consistency of this deck comes into play. You don't need decimates, right? You don't need decimates, you don't need Twisted Fate, where instead you can just continue drawing so much that you can always refill your hand with all these 1-drops that you actually end up playing. As you can see with this deck, it's just a lot of 1-drops. And just really everything is just super cheap. And Pandemonium is probably a better decimate anyways, because you could potentially deal 5 damage or 6 depending on how empty your board is. So let's kind of first touch base with the draw. This deck, I think one thing that pirate aggro struggle with, and any aggro deck struggle with, is kind of running out of fuel too quickly. You play all these cheap 1-drops or 2-drops, and then you end up just kind of running out of fuel. Barb Chain and Anakaboros stops, and obviously Anakaboros is already a known presence in pirate aggro that always kept you filled up with cards. It's still the same. This is actually so crazy, especially Barb Chain being such a cheap draw, and everything that you draw from is so cheap that you really don't care about it being fleeting. It is so nuts because again, you can always just refill your hand even when it seems like you're not gonna have enough cards to finish up the game. So these 2 cards are like the MVP of this deck. Powder Pandemonium is so good as well. We're playing all out, one all out, we're playing triple Elegant H, triple Butcher, triple Taskmaster, right? Like, and triple Barb Chain. All these cards that have Plunder in them. So the Powder Pandemonium, it's not that difficult to get the Powder Pandemonium to at least be 3. I want to say anything between 3, anything after 3 is like the sweet spot, right? It's not, I don't think this deck is good enough to get it all the way to 6 unless you get like a crazy hand. Like, I feel like if you already have triggered like multiple Butchers and multiple Taskmasters, you probably will really winning the game anyways, even without Pandemonium. But, you know, regardless, at least 3 is when I really want to be able to use this card, and it's not that difficult to accomplish this deck, especially with Barb Chain counting towards your Powder Pandemonium. And that's what makes this combo so good right here. Again, it's better than your Decimate. Fervor, nothing else that can be said. Let's talk about the units. Now, we have playing Butcher and Elegant Age. These are both 2 Plunder units. And again, that's to kind of advance our Pandemonium. We can trigger those by either going Warning Shot. We have the Flare from Samira, or we even play one Parley, right? So the idea is that you do want to be able to play, trigger those and be able to play them right away and be able to get a lot of value. The opponent's going to have a hard time blocking a 3/3 on turn 1, and they're also going to have a hard time blocking a Fearsome on turn 1. So it lets you push a lot of damage right away, especially if you're able to get Warning Shot and one of these on turn 1. Yeah, Crimson Pigeon, just such a good unit. Saboteur, just damage. And then Shell Shocker, I really like because it gives me a nice curve where I can play Shell Shocker into Samira, into Miss Fortune, and still have one spell mana because the Shell Shocker has a tune that allows me to play the Flare and drag one of the opponent's blockers out if necessary to allow the Miss Fortune to be able to also attack on turn 3. That's why the Shell Shocker is so nice. Now, all of these 1-drops can also get buffed by your Jagged Taskmaster. You know what else can get buffed by her too? Your tentacles from the Inakaboros and your monkeys from Powder Pandemonium. So that's why the Taskmaster is so good here, because again, she's just buffing up all your 1-drops and also buffing up your monkeys and your tentacles, which is so clutch and just letting us push that extra damage. Our champions of choice are going to be Samira and Miss Fortune. Samira is pretty straightforward because of the Flare and the quick attack that she has, making her a really like a really hard target to remove, right? You can't really chump block her easily when she's always pulling a favorable blocker to her or pulling something away from her. And then Miss Fortune just for that extra damage and those extra plunder triggers. And then we have a couple 1-offs here, All Out and Parley. Not much that can be said about that, just another plunder trigger and just in case that we need some extra damage. And lastly, the triple Warning Shot that enables a lot of our plunder cards. So pretty straightforward deck list. The strategies is really straightforward. You just want to go as much damage early on as you can, and then slowly set up your champions, and then after a while you just start drawing, and eventually you get Powder Pandemonium and you just win the game. I mean, there's not a lot that can be said about this. Just kind of watch the games again. There is some strategy. You do have to think about it. Aggro is not mindless, but this is pretty close to that, if I'm being fair. Because you just have to kind of play this out. Think of like a GP Sejuani where you're just playing Warning Shot and playing Butcher on turn 1 or Elegant Age on turn 1. A lot of times it's actually correct to keep the one Warning Shot if you already have one of these guys one of this girl or guy on your hand so that you can get that value early on. But sometimes it's risky to keep the Warning Shot because I don't think you want to get multiple of them in your hand. So a lot of times I will kick it and try to actually just look for my, Pigeon, etc., and my champions instead if necessary. You definitely don't want to have Pandemonium on your hand early on. Barb Chain is also probably not the greatest one to keep early on. I usually prefer to keep the Iron Akaboros because he allows me to have a decent open attacks in certain situations. But if I'm looking for like the perfect mulligan, then I think it's 2 things. You can either go a champion oriented mulligan, where again you go Shell Shocker, Samira, and Miss Fortune, and you saw that in one of the games today. Or you can go Warning Shot into Butcher, and then on turn 2 have like Crimson Pigeon, and maybe have like a Saboteur, right? Something like that. Or if you do Crimson Pigeon on turn 1, and then on turn 2 you have Warning Shot, Elegant H, and Jagged Butcher, or double Butcher or double H. Either one works, right? So a lot of your best starting hands are going to rely on Crimson Pigeon or the Warning Shot with Butcher and elegant age to really get push a lot of damage early through. So you're either going for a super low to the curve or going more champion oriented. But anyways, not a lot more that can be said. Just play this deck. It's super fast. It spills. It's super fast LP. Actually has a pretty good win rate. So I think you will enjoy it at how fast the games just go. Hope you enjoyed today's games and the quick video. If you like today's games, make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post LOR videos every single day. You can also find us on Twitch at Sirturmund. We stream every now and then. And you can also find us on Discord and Twitter. The links to those are both in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you all again tomorrow.